What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Flex, and I'm back here with another video. And today, the Miami Dolphins have signed a new defensive coordinator. The day we all been waiting for. They haven't signed a defensive coordinator, but they are set to hire a new defensive coordinator, which is the Patrick Graham, the Packers linebacking coach. Now, the Packers were 22nd against the run this year, so that's not a very good, ranking. But they did have a linebacker that was second in the league in tackles, named Martinez, and that's what he coached. So, hopefully he's pretty good. It's hard to really rank him when he's never had his own defense before. This will be his first time being a defensive coordinator. So it's hard for me to look back and say, oh, he's going to be ass or he's going to be good because he's never had a defense before. Now, real quick, before I get into this video, I just want to say happy MLK Day, Martin Luther King, man. Make sure y'all do y'all research today, okay? Because I don't know what the school system is teaching y'all, but make sure y'all do y'all research, you know what I'm saying? Martin Luther King was the man. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be off school right now. I would be in school. I wouldn't even be able to make this video. But shout out to Martin Luther King, man. Paved the way for many of us, all right? Was a real leader, okay? I get hate in these comment sections sometimes, and I don't even care, okay? Because I think about sometimes what people went through back in the days, with Martin Luther King, and that's the real hate, okay? All this internet hate, that's why I don't get mad in my comment section. Because all this internet hate or anything, it don't even matter to me. Because that was really, that's what real hate looks like, all right? And he overcame that, so I'm going to overcome some trolls on the internet. That's just the way it is. So shout out to Martin Luther King. Happy MLK Day. Let's continue the video. Now, we got, like I said, we got Patrick Graham, and this is something to be excited about. Even if you're not excited about him in particular, at least it's not Matt Burke no more, all right? Matt Burke is gone, all right? So that's something right there that I can look at and say, you know what? It's not Matt Burke. At least he's gone. Now, let's move on with Patrick Graham and see what he got. Now, I don't know what he got. I'm not going to sit up here and vouch for the man. I don't know what he got. Just like I don't know what Brian Flores got. Who Brian Flores we are going to talk about later in the video, okay? Towards the end. We're going to talk about Patrick Graham right now, then we're going to talk about Brian Flores. But like I said, we don't know much about him. He was the coach for the Patriots, okay? A defensive line, a linebacker coach for the Patriots for like 8 years. That's how him and Brian Flores have a connection. If you guys don't know by now, coaches really only hire staff that they used to work with. It's nobody that's hiring people they didn't used to work with, okay? So he hired them because he used to work with them with the Patriots, okay? Patrick Graham then went to the Giants, where he was a defensive line coach, where they had Damon Snacks-Harris, Olivia Vernon. They also had Jason Pierre-Paul, and they had a really good D-line that year. And then he went to the Packers, where he was at right now, before we scooped him up. And the Packers, like I said, he was a linebacking coach. The Packers were ranked 22nd against the run. However, he did have a player that had the second most tackles in the league. And so, like I said, I don't know how you rank that. Honestly, I have no idea how you rank him as a defensive coordinator right now. But at the end of the day, he's just taking a chance, you know what I'm saying? He's not a vet, so, at the end of the day, he has to be given a fair shake. That's what I'm going to give him, a fair shake. I don't know what he's going to do. I'm not finna praise him. I'm not finna if you about to praise him, you obviously didn't learn your lesson from Adam Gase. If you're praising Brian Flores right now, you obviously haven't learned your lesson from Adam Gase. I'm going to get to that in a second. Like I said, I'm giving them all both a fair shake. I'm not going to shit on either one of them. I'm not going to say they're bad coaches. I hope they're good. They're good they're good in my eyes, but I'm not about to praise them. All right, I'm not finna praise them before they even put on a Dolphins t-shirt. Just not gonna happen. Now, obviously, we gotta wait 2 weeks for our head coach because the Patriots obviously don't lose. So we gotta wait two more weeks for our head coach, and we can really just start making some of these signings official. But right now, nothing's official. But everything is just set to hire because you can't hire people while he's coaching in the Super Bowl. But anyways, that's all I really have to say about Patrick Graham, okay? There's not a lot known about him, honestly. Shout out to him for getting the job. One thing that nobody gonna be able to say about my Dolphins is that we not an equal opportunity employer. That's a fact, okay? That's one thing we not gonna be able to say about us. I can't wait to see how this all pans out, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait. Now, to talk about Brian Flores a little bit, Brian Flores' play calling has been looking great, y'all. Brian and the Patriots defense have been looking great as well. But I'm not giving Brian Flores all the credit because my whole life I've always known it as Bill Belichick's defense. And I'm not going to change what I've been thinking my whole life just because Brian Flores is going to be our defensive coordinator. I'm not going to act like it's not Bill Belichick's defense just because I want to give all the credit to Brian Flores just because I want to think that we're going to get the same kind of result. Listen. I'm not going to shit on Brian Flores because I don't know how much is him and how much is not him, okay? It could be 80% him and 20% Belichick. It could be 20% him and 80% Belichick. You never know. The way I look at it, I view it as The same with the Adam Gase situation. He had Peyton Manning. You didn't know how much of that was Peyton Manning and how much was Adam Gase. Oh, I could assume all of it was Peyton Manning, but the way the media was talking, they was talking like it was all Adam Gase. Okay? So then we got the offensive guru Adam Gase, and it turned out he was a fraud, and it turned out it was all Peyton Manning. That's how I look at it. When you're working with an offensive mastermind like Peyton Manning, it's going to make Adam Gase look great. When you're working with a defensive mastermind like Bill Belichick, it could make Brian Flores look great. You know what I'm saying? So you never really know with these coaches. That's why I'm not giving them no credit. I learned my lesson. Now, I gave Adam Gase credit. It took me a whole season. We made the playoffs the first season. I said, it. You're the man. And he turned around and this over. So why would I give this guy and act like he's the greatest coach ever when he haven't even put on a Dolphins shirt yet? I got to see it. I got to see it, all right? Now, as far as Flores goes, I look at it as you're taking a test, right? The Miami Dolphins are a test, but when you're with the Patriots, it's like an open notes test.
Bruh.
You think about how easy an open notes, open book test is versus a regular test, okay? Because you got Bill Belichick. Even if you're the one taking the test, Brian Flores, you're the one calling the plays, you have Bill Belichick in your corner. That's the notes right there. That's the defensive mastermind right there. Anytime you're struggling or you need any type of help, you call him up, hit him up. Hey, Bill, boom, 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 boom. You think he's gonna answer your calls when you in the Miami Dolphins shirt? Hell no. All right, fuck us, okay? He don't fuck with us. So, you know, you always got Bill Belichick there to have your back do anything, okay? And he's a proven defensive mastermind, all right? So, when you always have Bill Belichick back there to help you out, it make your job a lot easier versus Miami Dolphins. You are the man. You are the guy that Patrick Graham is gonna maybe ask for to assist you or help you out. So you're gonna have to you're gonna be that guy, and let's just hope that you've learned enough from Bill Belichick and from being in that system to where you're gonna be very helpful. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna give you that credit before I see it. So that's how I view it, guys. But I do like it. Obviously, it's better than if he was calling the defenses and they were terrible defenses. He's calling defenses, they're good defenses. I just don't know how much credit to give him, so therefore I'm not gonna give him any. And I don't know how much credit not to give him, so that way I'm not gonna take nothing away from him. I'm just going, hey, it's a good defense that him and Belichick are running right now. Let's see what happens when he comes to Miami. All right. I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I'm not gonna get my hopes down. You know, it's just what it is. I'm neutral in that regard. But like I said, man, new defensive coordinator. Shout out to Patrick Graham. We're going to have to see what he does. He do deserve a fair shake. You know, everybody deserves a fair shake. And if we are tanking, like a lot of people think we are, then that would suck because we're not even going to be able to figure out are these coaches good or not over the first season. Because if we're tanking, then obviously they're going to get more than 1 year. But I'm just saying, if we're tanking, that's a wasted year that you can't judge them off. We cannot judge them off of the first year, period. If we're tanking, so I better not see a single Brian Flores. If it's clear that we're tanking, and by the way, the reason that people think that we are tanking is because Stephen Ross said, you know, I don't care if it takes 3 to 4 years, we're gonna build this team right. That's me paraphrasing. That wasn't the exact quote, but he said something like that. And so when he said that, that's why people think, oh yeah, we're finally tanking or rebuilding. If we're tanking, we can't judge these coaches, these new coaches at all. So in that regard, that'll be a wasted season, and then next year we'll be able to start judging them, but that will be their first real season, so we can't fire them after that either, because they'll be like, well, this is their first season, you can't fire them after their first real season, and then after that we gotta give them another season, and then maybe we gotta give them another season to get his guys in there, like, you know what I'm saying? We gotta give them 9 seasons if we tank, so that's why I don't want to tank. It's just good to have change, y'all. It's good to have change, you know. Adam Gase did set us back, you know what I'm saying, 3 years, but we can bounce back in free agency and throughout the draft, okay, guys? Honestly, Adam Gase started the tanking process pretty early. Honestly, people think that we have to tank. Motherfucker, I think we tanked last year, you know?
Bruh.
If you want to be technical, we tanked, we didn't even know it. Did we not get rid of all our talent? Ain't that what you do when you tank? You get rid of all the contracts. We got rid of Sue. We got rid of Pouncey. We got rid of Jarvis. Ain't that what you do when you tanking? Then we had a bad record at 6-10. That's what you do when you're tanking. That's what you do when you're rebuilding, right? So I think people are thinking we're starting the process now. The process already started, okay? Last season, we just didn't know it because we thought Gase's guys was gonna get the job done and they didn't. So if we already rebuild, why we rebuild still? Maybe we got 1 more year, but other than that, we already been in rebuild mode. Anyways, guys, shout out to Patrick Graham. That's gonna wrap the video. Happy MLK Day. Shout out to Brian Flores, man. These gonna be our new coaches, y'all. This is the future of the Miami Dolphins. Let me know what you guys think. If y'all know more about Patrick Graham than I do, if y'all know more about Brian Flores than I do, like, comment, subscribe to the 7K Race, Bucket Flexing. Whoa, I said bro, the 7K. We hit 7K. Shout out to y'all, you guys for subbing. We actually are at 7K. So road to 8K now underway. It's your boy K Flexin'. I'm out.